Hey guys, so I saw this video on YouTube today. I've been hearing about the Mott Haven Fridge for a while, but I didn't really do much research into it. I just thought, hey, they're being asked to move. Okay, that's it. I didn't realize that it was a really, kind of sizable issue enough to make the news. I wanted to share this with you guys. Hopefully, you guys watching the video with me, I've already watched it, doesn't cause any issues, but afterwards, I want to share with you guys my thoughts.
Bronx neighborhood where 1 in 4 residents are considered food insecure, a bodega owner is shutting down the community fridge.
Organizers say they were given just a 40.
Okay, so wait, hold up. So the community fridge, in case you guys didn't know, is basically a fridge that is put into a space, and if there has to be some sort of authorization. So people either put it in front of, let's say, their house, or they'll put it in front of their business, and it's an empty fridge, and people can stock things whenever they want. You have certain volunteers rescuing food, making sure, working with, let's say, food distributors, right? Let's say if they're going to get rid of 60 pounds of tomatoes, instead of the tomatoes going straight into the landfill, volunteers will come together and then restock these fridges with things that would have otherwise gone to waste. People can take what they need, drop off what they don't need, and it's this beautiful concept. I believe strongly in it. You guys know that there's been times where I drop food off to the fridge, I help restock the fridge, and I think, it's a really great thing to have in the community, especially during now. So that's just some backstory in case you guys didn't know about the community fridge.
8 hours notice. CBS 2's Lisa Rosner reports from Mott Haven.
Apple juice, anybody? Apple juice? Neighbors are helping neighbors outside the freshly painted Mott Haven Fridge and Pantry located on East 141st Street near St. Anne's Avenue. This video is a typical Saturday night where demand far exceeds supply. Several nonprofits, restaurants, and even farms have stocked thousands of meals since September.
We see the food turn over same day within a matter of minutes sometimes. We have a significant portion of our community that's not going to qualify for food stamps.
But Saturday, one of the local teachers who started the fridge, Daniel Zadaru, got a call from a rep of the bodega next door saying there are new owners and the fridge was getting evicted in 48 hours, which means sometime Monday it's getting picked up.
It should be up to the community to decide what happens with this fridge. All we can do is hope that nothing happens soon.
We reached a woman who says she managed the bodega by phone. She told us the fridge was creating a garbage issue, but neighbors dispute that.
We have certain days where we clean up. My day's a Thursday, someone else might be another day. So we try to maintain it clean.
We are willing to pay the electrician, willing to pay for the space.
They are coming with their children and we're donating. It's bringing us closer together.
An online petition to keep the fridge has over 1,000 signatures, and volunteers hope it brings the new bodega owners to the table to discuss a solution. If not, organizers say $20,000 have already been raised to buy a new fridge, paint it, and put it up at another bodega that wants it. Because like it or not, they say community fridges are now a part of the reality of the food crisis facing New York. In the Mott Haven section of the Bronx, Lisa Rosner, CBS 2 News.
Okay, so you can look at the change.org petition. I put everything in the description below. And you can see that the short version is they're going to lose their location, and they want the Chickies bodega and landlord to work with them, and then, keep the fridge over there, right? No community fridge should be at the risk of losing its location. So if you look at this, they talk about food insecurity. They say that in this area, 1 in 4 residents considered food insecure. And then they also say things like, okay, on Friday, over 600 pounds of food were distributed, and on average, the fridge can empty out in 45 minutes. So what I've been told is, yes, this is not just for this Mott Haven fridge, but other fridges around in New York. When people see it's fully stocked, people go up, they grab what they need. Hopefully they don't grab everything, but they grab what they need, and sometimes they drop off things, and it helps reduce the amount of food going into the landfills, and it goes on people's, hopefully, their dinner tables, or feeding people. So they were told that that the landlord They wanted to remove the community fridge in 48 hours, and if it wasn't removed, then they would do it for them. And then they say, no commune would ever tolerate a food pantry nonprofit losing its building on a moment's notice. It's just as unacceptable for community refrigerators to live with a threat of eviction at any moment. And then they bring up the spirit of the community and talk about how the community has come together, neighbors helping neighbors. And, please urge chickies to come to the table and engage in open dialogue to find a solution. Show them how much support we have for our movement powered by nothing but neighborly love. When I read this, I did some thinking about it, and I can kind of understand, definitely both sides. First of all, the bodega, in case you aren't familiar with the bodega, it is basically like a convenience store. So they'll sell things like, maybe some apples, milk, fruit, potato chips. And my thinking is that because this had new owners, the owners saw this and they're thinking, frick, we got all these people waiting outside for a community fridge, getting free food. It might be impacting their profit because instead of people, let's say, going inside of a store, maybe if they were running low on milk, they would go hit up the community fridge instead. So on that side, I can understand why they want to get rid of it. Even if the electricity is paid for, maybe they see it possibly hurting their bottom dollar, especially because ownership was recently changed. Or, I don't know exactly when ownership changed, but it seems like it was relatively recent. And for the community fridge, I understand how they feel. I understand how much need there is for this fridge. But my worry and my concern is by having this kind of media attention about a business owner wanting to remove the fridge, and then they're getting so much pushback, and that most likely people are giving them 1-star reviews saying, how could you do this, the community depends on the fridge, blah 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 blah. I worry that it's going to make business owners think secondly or have a second thought about installing a community fridge, because if they decide to remove it for whatever reason, they might end up with negative media attention. And I think you guys understand where I'm getting at. The community fridge, it is really, if it's on like a business property or if it's on someone's property, right? Let's say someone is renting a place and their landlord says, yeah, you can keep the community fridge over there. I don't really mind, just pay for electricity. Everything is, fine and dandy. And then 6 months down the line, the person who's renting from the landlord says, oh, I'm going to leave. And yeah, I'm going to just keep the community fridge here. The landlord can definitely say, yeah, because you're not going to be there and you're not going to be a tenant anymore. I want you to remove the community fridge. The landlord might be getting a lot of pushback, right? Because people would say, how could you remove the community fridge? Don't you see that it was doing so much good? I understand that the original tenant is no longer there, but how could you do that? How could you remove the fridge? And it just, like I said, it just worries me. It worries me about this kind of thing. My personal opinion is you can try and work things out, but putting this kind of, stop the eviction now, maybe I'm missing something. It has a really bad chance of sending the wrong message to people who may have thought about having a community fridge. So, yeah, it just is because now, see, right, this Chicky Mini Mart and the landlord is probably getting targeted by at least 2,000 people, not including whoever is watching the news. So at least 18,000 people watch this, and I don't know how other community fridges, if they had to move locations, how that whatever happened to that. Maybe this is the first one. I'm really not too sure, but I think the best way to kind of have handled this was tell people, yeah, we had to move the community fridge within 48 hours and we didn't like it. However, we have a backup location ready on standby. Putting all this, in my opinion, in putting all the blame on the Mott Haven landlord and the bodega owner, it's not good. It's not good. So I'm very curious to know what your guys' thoughts about this is. I see both sides. I really see both sides. The community says, "Why won't you allow us to have this fridge? We're willing to pay for electricity. We're gonna clean up the mess." I don't believe there was a mess at that fridge, to be very frank with you. Because in community fridges, things move by quickly. You have volunteers dropping things off. You have people dedicated to cleaning up these fridges. It's not like this, these fridges just go in a state of nobody checks up on it. And people, want to keep the fridges clean. I think that was an excuse, but I think the real reason why they do not want to have the fridge there, the bodega owners, is they don't want the foot traffic outside, and they don't want it cutting into their bottom line. That's it. So even if the electricity was paid for, that still wouldn't change their mind. They kind of see it as there's a fridge full of free items outside, and people are going to be more they're going to lean more to check the fridge instead of going into the store. I don't know how much the rent is in the bodega, but I'm pretty sure it's kind of pricey. Yeah, so I will talk to you guys later. I just wanted to share that with you guys. Yeah, they really need to they really need to have like another location in Mott Haven, ideally close to this fridge, and that way there can be a smooth transition. Like put a sign here and says, "Hey, I know we had to go on short notice, but you can find our new community fridge at this location." Like put a sign that directs people to go there. And I think that would be a good way to handle the situation. Because right now, maybe I'm seeing it wrong. It seems like there is no second location right now. It's just this location, this Mont Haven fridge. So if this goes, there is no other community fridge in Mont Haven. And putting up a fridge is pretty simple, right? All you have to do is just make sure you have it plugged into some sort of socket, or use an extension cord, snake it underneath the door. It's not complicated stuff. You just need to make sure that you just need to find someone who's willing to host the fridge. And with so many people who love the idea of a community fridge, it shouldn't be that hard. That's just my opinion. It shouldn't be that hard finding like a nearby bodega owner, hopefully. Maybe not a bodega owner. Maybe someone like a laundromat person who doesn't sell goods, who doesn't sell things that might be inside of the fridge, like a hairstylist or what else? Hairstylist, maybe just some kind of small business like a bookstore or something, and yeah, I think that kind of business wouldn't have any problem with a free food fridge outside. Yeah, so anyway, I will talk to you guys later. I just wanted to share this with you guys. It's very important to have a community fridge. I absolutely believe in it. I think it's a wonderful thing. I just worry the way that this has kind of been handled is going to make people think twice about hosting a community fridge. If it was done quieter, I don't think people would have a second guess about hosting community fridge. Because I know personally, right? Personally, let's say if I had a grocery store or something, or I bought a grocery store, and I see all these people going to these community fridges, and let's say the profitability of that grocery store is not that good already, I can understand, why someone would say, "Crap, we need to make sure we make money so we can make rent, so the community fridge has to go." Yeah, I can understand why they would want the fridge to go. I really can. So, I don't think, as much as it's a really great piece for the community, it really helps the community out, I don't think that you can demand that the fridge stays over there, because this is something that a bodega allowed for the community to host on there, and they were okay with it. But of course, times change, new owners, and because there's new owners, yeah, they have a difference in opinion. And as much as it sucks to hear that the community fridge is going, it has to be respected. It's not just putting people on blast like that. Or yeah. So maybe, maybe if they say we'll give you a month out, that'll be a little better. But yeah. Yeah. So I will talk to you guys later. See ya. And leave me your thoughts in the comments below. For me, it's I think like it's hard for me to understand what exactly is the contention point, because I understand that the 48-hour notice was way too short, but to say stop the eviction now makes it sound like they never want this fridge to go away. And yeah, maybe I missed something over here. I'm not seeing it. It's dangerous though to demand for a business that's hosting a community fridge, like, no, we don't want you to evict this fridge. And yeah, see. Yep, I'm just saying that it seems like the thing that's rubbing people the wrong way is not really the short notice, but it seems like it's just getting rid of the fridge. I might be interpreting it wrong though. So, yeah, talk to you guys later. See ya.